Hey everybody, Steve here. Thank you so much for listening in. I'm down in Miami at a conference. You can kind of see I have my badge on. We're on a lunch break, but I wanted to squeeze off a quick video for you as to what's going on in the markets. We haven't seen a sell-off like this in a while. There's the market sell-off, then there's also a whole bunch of selling in the crypto space, which includes Bitcoin, based on an Ethereum heist that happened this weekend. So I do want to talk about that and let you know how that affects Bitcoin, that sort of thing. And then lastly, I want to make a bunch of exciting announcements. And I want to show you we have some happy hours coming up. We have our grand opening coming up. And we also have our whole classroom series that's starting off. And I want to show you how to get there so you can RSVP for those sorts of things. There's like a million links. So I'm under no illusion that everything's set up exactly perfectly. So certainly if you try to RSVP for something and you can't, let me know and we'll have the team get in and kind of fix that for us. But that's what we've got for you today. So thank you for listening in. Before we get started, this financial education presentation, you have to do your own due diligence for acting upon anything you hear in this presentation. More information is this disclaimer information is available at ankerstarwealth.com, and the opinions expressed are mine and mine alone. So, what is going on in the market? Let's talk to that. I'm going to share out the screen, kill that off. Let's go to the market itself. So here's what we're looking at. This is a real-time shot. Again, we're midday on Tuesday. Everything is in the red. It's been red for, let's see, S&P falls for a fourth straight day. And you're like, oh my gosh, man, I don't know. This can we take it anymore? Well, whenever these things do happen, right? Markets go up and down. They go up 2/3 of the time, and of course, it's undefeated and always coming back and going higher. But it's easier when let's look at the S&P 500. So 4 straight days of losses. So yeah, when you look at here, let's look at like a 5-day chart. You're like, oh man, not good. World is ending. If you zoom out a little bit to a 1-year chart, you're like, oh, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. We have run up. We just hit new highs here recently, 4 or 5 days ago, right? Uh, and now we're kind of selling off from that most recent high. So if you were to say a phrase like "I can't believe the sell-off," I'm going to go back and I'm set myself back to January 16th. So yes, we're where we were a month ago. Right. So again, not that big of a deal, but I get it. You're not used to seeing red, so you have to recondition folks that it's not green every day. There are some red stuff. And if you really look at the 5-year chart, you say, okay, come on, right? Now, obviously, the big sell off in this chart, all the way at the far left, that was a COVID spike down, where that was a significant emotional event. And the market came ripping back from that. Then, if you look from the 22 to 23 time frame, was a kind of continuous sell off. That was the Fed, and that was the raising of the interest rates. Other than that, those two events, things have kind of marched higher. What's going on right now? Well, obviously, we're in a little bit of a political frenzy from Trump taking office, and we have the Elon Musk thing, and there's opinions everywhere, which I'm not going to get into, whether it's good or bad, illegal, legal, any of that stuff. All I'm saying is it's not likely to cause a sustained sell-off. The fact that the government is, cutting back on expenses, that's a good thing. You could argue the mechanism and whatever, but yeah, there's nothing here that's pointing to a huge market sell-off. So I would say just remember that storms do go ripping through paradise for those who've booked vacations recently. That what it seems like the odds are 100% if you book a week somewhere that you're going to have 2 or 3 days that are unusable, right? Because it's raining cats and dogs. But that's not always the case, right? But these things do happen. So I don't think this sell off is going to be anything more than your standard sell off, right? Now, what's going on in the crypto space is a lot different. So when you look at these numbers, these are obviously today's numbers. You're looking, 8, 9%, 6%, 8%, 9% across really the big five up there, if you will. It's pretty significant, and this has been a sell-off for the past week. So if kind of, we're into Bitcoin, so let's take a look at really the 5-day chart in Bitcoin. Yeah, that's pretty ugly, right? We were up 100 above 100 grand. Now we're down at 87, dipped into the 86s today. Kind of go out to the 1-year chart, and you're like, oh, okay, yeah, it did make a pretty large move higher, and now it's kind of resetting. But Bitcoin's being dragged down by this big. It's being called a hack. Um, so let me set the record straight for you. So um, Yeah, this happened on Friday afternoon, and it happened in North Korea, and it was a $1.5 billion, which is a big number. And I think it's yeah, they're the biggest single. It's like double the biggest hack in history. So you need to separate what this hack means. So they didn't hack the technology; they stole the crypto. And the way they stole the crypto was they spoofed crypto owners into thinking that, you've all gotten these emails, right? The prince in Africa that just died the other day with $1 trillion, right? Because he couldn't get anybody to take it off his hands. The recent one I just got here is, I got a phone call saying I missed jury duty, and there's accounts out for my arrest. I mean, you get this stuff all the time. So they spoofed these Ethereum holders, very, very advanced scam, if you will, spoof them into having them divulge their wallets and passwords and thinking that it was a legitimate source, and then they went in and stole the crypto. Okay, that's different from hacking the technology. So when you're like, I thought crypto was unhackable, it's just like, well, simmer down. I got it. Everybody's a little bit up in arms about this. No, they stole, but they didn't hack the technology. So there's a little difference there. So how does this relate to Bitcoin? It doesn't. It's apples and oranges, except for the fact that if you hold Bitcoin and you have it in your private wallet, and there's a big argument on whether, not my wallet, not my Bitcoin. I don't really buy that. So we hold BitB through Bitwise, and Bitwise is our custodian, and we have them responsible for security. And you know what? They're really good at this because they're experts in the industry. However, if you hold your own wallet and somebody reaches out and says, hey, something's going down with your wallet, I need your password and your 128 digit crypto key to save your Bitcoin, and you send it to them. Well, they didn't hack the Bitcoin, they hacked you, right? So they scammed you, not the technology, right? So when you say it's unhackable, I don't like that term, right? And that's like a, ooh, hacker's challenge. But it's that these people were scammed out of their crypto. Okay. So you can read the article. This is a CNN source. There's really this everywhere. It's a 3-minute read. You can kind of get into, um, this is. But when you think of, okay, the scams that are running out there, whether it's toll roads or whatever else is going on, or your Instagram got hacked and you just send us some money, all this stuff, right? Hackers are getting more and more aggressive. There are lots of them out there, and they're targeting the highest profile stuff. And right now, crypto obviously is a lot more widespread ownership of crypto. So that's what's being targeted. So you just have to make sure that you're being as safe as you can out there. Don't feel bad if you get scammed. We've all been there, right? So, but do be on the lookout for something that doesn't sound right. And that's what happened to these folks. Now, what I would like to go ahead and share with you is what's going on as it relates to Bitcoin. So here's a tweet from earlier today. It says 1 hour ago. It's probably 3 hours now by the time I got around to this show or had the break to be able to come film this show. This is Matt Hogan. I've sat down at dinner with Matt. He's the CIO of Bitwise, brilliant individual and a ringleader for Bitcoin as well as other legitimate forms of crypto, around the U.S. and the world. Really, I mean, he's a known name. And what he's saying is it's digesting the end of the meme coin boom. And when you hear crypto, a lot of people think, okay, Bitcoin, I understand that. I know why we hold it, that sort of thing. A lot of people also eye roll and they think, okay, a bunch of teenagers making up coins with stupid names and people getting rugged and scammed and all that stuff. And well, I think you're going to see a lot of the meme coins get killed off, and that's what he's saying. He said the stolen wood is going to kill off the meme coin thing dead. Maybe not today, but within 6 months. That would actually be good if you kill off the nonsense, right? So when you relate this to the bless you, when you relate this to the stock world, think of your blue chips, right? Your blue chip stocks, your biggest companies in the world, your Mag 7 now, a lot of people talk about. And then there's all these penny stocks, right? And the movies make fun of, the penny stocks and the pink sheets, because that's where the scams are and they're easily manipulated. And if you've got a newsletter that told you to buy a penny stock, you're going to get scammed, right? That everybody knows that, but yeah, a lot of people still follow that stuff religiously. And you're right. The worst case is you may make money, right? So that's where, especially with the younger folks that buy into this stuff that's worth fractions of a cent, and then it moves up, 20% in a day or 100 to 100% in a day. Then they sell it. They think like there's some legitimization of like I'm a genius, or I got lucky, or I was on the right side of the scam and the wrong side of the scam. Stay away from that stuff. That's always been my advice. Like penny stocks, just stay out of it. If it's not over $1, it's not over $1 for a reason. If it's not over $5, it's not over $5 for a reason. So buyer beware, right? Just don't fish in that pond for your investing, if you will. So that's the second paragraph there is he is talking about Bitcoin, stable coins, tokenization, and decentralized finance. A lot of stuff you don't speak fluently. I can conversationally talk to those things, but really you're going to need the pain and the bloodshed to kind of weed out the system. Along with the bloodshed that's going on down in the meme coins, there could be a paper hands moment for you that you're like, I don't want to hold Bitcoin anymore. Look, if you don't want to hold Bitcoin, call me. I'll sell it. I'm not even going to argue with you. However, I think when history looks back on this moment, you will have been wrong and wrong hard. So I ask that you have some patience, let some consolidation go through here while there's bloodshed going on. It will drag Bitcoin down. I'm shocked that it went below 90, but you know what? It could continue down. I don't have any intention of moving off of my position because the investable thesis has not changed, right? Just the price has changed. If anything, now would be a time to buy. A lot of people can't buy into weakness like this. A lot of us have a lot of Bitcoin, so we're not really in the position to just continue to load up, but consider an opportunity like when things go on sale at the store. Okay, that is enough on the Bitcoin. I'm going to stop sharing that and share back our exciting news. You know that the building's here. Let me figure out where I am. There we go. You know that the building's here. Let's go. This is our website. If you haven't been to the Ankerstar Wealth website, I think you should go. Not just because our team spent thousands of hours on it, because it's got good information. And it's got good information about us. It has cool flying pictures if you need that fix. It has calculators over here. So if you're like, if I bought a house worth $1 million, I put 20% down, I financed 800,000 at 7%. What is my payment? I've got your calculator. It's right there. Just check it out. There are not only retirement calculators, house, insurance, paycheck, taxation. You want it, it's on this list. If it's not there, you hit me up and I'll put it on this list, right? So it's your one-stop shop for financial calculators. But that's not what we're going to talk about today. We're talking about our new tab, which is called Events. So we closed on our building in January, and we have a bunch of upcoming events, which I'm announcing to you today. These we're having kind of some prequel soft opening events that are just client appreciation. You don't have to be a client to come. If you're hearing this and you're not a client in your local area and you want to come, sign up. There's the RSVP link. So the first one's going to be a happy hour on March 7th, which used to seem like it was a long time away. It's not. It's a week and a half away, right? So it's coming up here pretty quick. We're kind of running a couple of these because we're limited. Our building is 3,400 square feet, but we still really can only host about 70 people comfortably without making some concessions. So that's what we're looking at. I'm happy to sponsor this. We'll pay for it. Just come on out. See the new building, meet the team that'll be in town for it. We've got our infinity wall. So when you think, 40-foot wide screen by 9 feet high, we'll have some interesting stuff to put on there. So it'll hopefully wow you. It's not the Sphere in Vegas, but it's the biggest screen that I think you can find in North Austin. We shall see. Somebody will tell me if I'm wrong. But yeah, come on out and check it out. And then we also have the in-game lounge. We have the whiskey lockers. If you're interested in putting a bottle of whiskey in the whiskey locker, again, that's private property. If you want to know more about that, reach out to me. I can send you the rules. But yeah, it's going to be pretty neat just to have you guys out and let you see the place. A lot of hard work's gone into it. Really appreciate the team and the effort they put forth to make this special. And I think you will absolutely love what you see. We have one Friday, March 7th. We're also running it back on Monday, March 10th. There's no difference in between those. If you want to hang out twice, sign up for both. Just come on out. This is an appreciation and a group appreciation for you and just for you to be able to see the building. If you have potential clients, you can bring them too, right? That is the purpose of this building, is to kind of build the business out. All right, after that, next week, or maybe week after, my math's a little bit off, the 11th through the 13th, we are having our classroom series starting. The first one's going to be tax mitigation strategies. Tax forms are supposed to be out from Schwab on February 28th. We'll see. I don't know. They'll be there when they're there, right? So just keep checking back. If you want to call in, our team can check for you and then let you know. But we'll get you your tax forms. But if you're already meeting with your CPA, good for you. But that's probably an initial meeting. That's not your final meeting. And I know you're in a hurry to file your taxes. Well, just be patient, and thank you for that patience. But yeah, let it chill out into March a little bit. Our in-house CPA will be at the happy hour. So also, if you don't have a CPA and you want one, you get to meet Michael face to face, and hey, he's right here. He's working with us. He knows your situation. So yeah, you can sign on with him if it makes sense for you to do so. All right. So that's what we have for the classroom sessions. Again, tax mitigation is the biggest thing because we're kind of got the tax brain on right now. And if you want to pay the tax person less, that takes a strategy. I will say that we have some very advanced strategies that we've spent the past year studying, and we're going to present those to you. It is a classroom setting. There will be PowerPoint. So you're going to sit there and soak information in about 20 to 25 minutes and then have the opportunity to ask some questions. If you want to talk to an advisor, we should have 3 of us there on hand to be able to kind of split forces and answer questions. I'll stay at the front of the room and kind of answer group questions, but David and Corey should be available if you want to ask kind of a more personalized question. So come on out, check those out. Super excited. When you go to RSVP, it says desired session. It's going to click you over to Eventbrite. So this again is our educational series with us. There's the dates and times. It's 3 days, and we're teaching it 3 times a day. So 9 total sessions, hoping that one of these fits into your schedule. And I know everybody's schedule is slammed because that's kind of like where we are in life, right? Because we're so busy. We have some starting at 2 p.m. for those that are maybe retired or have time during the day. 2, 4, and 6 p.m. So 6 is kind of the after work. If you got an 8 to 5, that's your option. 3 days, Tuesday through Thursday. And we'll live stream one of these. I don't exactly know my plan yet because we have to kind of think about that. But when you go to click on that RSVP here, you're going to see all 9 of the options. So you just click on one of those and you RSVP. The address is on there. The building number's on there. When you get there, there's going to be a VIP event sign outside for you to see. You'll get welcomed and then escorted back into our classroom. These are not really in-game lounge happy hour type events. These are educational, sit in the classroom, talk about some stuff and ask your questions is the goal of this. So let's back out to the event page, and I just want to show you kind of the long range plan. So here is the first couple of happy hours. And again, we'll keep this up to the date. So you can RSVP for things now or in the future, anytime you want. There will be March Madness happy hours on the 20th and 21st. They will be from 4:30 to 6:30. However, there's basketball going on all day those days, right? Still looking for sponsors for those. I think there's a couple names that are going to come through, but if they don't sponsor it, I'll sponsor it. So come on out. You can count on these events happening. We will have our grand opening on March 22nd. It is a special invite only, so if you're hearing this and you want to go, just send me a note or an email, and I can send you an invite. We kind of have to manage because there's a lot of folks that are RSVPing for this. Some may be traveling, so we're kind of getting that out, rolling that out slowly, if you will, and deliberately. I'm super excited. We're going to have a taco truck outside from Takavron. If you've heard that name, they've been the folks that's helped sponsor both of our New Year's Eve events. And we also have a musical guest. We have Kristen Joyce from the Imposters. If you haven't heard that name, that's okay. She's Tahoe famous. And then I'll switch to her in a second, but realize we have all these events down here. Bitwise sponsoring some, First Trust, Texas Capital, Grayscale, We have Goldman hopefully coming in and JP Morgan also as well. So that's very exciting, but I will leave with, again, our musical guest, switching over to Facebook. That's the Imposters there. Again, we'll see them up in Tahoe, is where I've listened to them live. And again, kind of a two-person show. We're just getting Kristen come out, but again, she'll be playing for a couple hours, and really super excited to have a talent at that level supporting the grand event. So the grand opening, excuse me. So I will stop sharing and say, hey, thanks for listening in. Sorry I went a little bit long today, but super excited about the good stuff. The red in the market, yep, it's raining outside. Stay inside, look away from your app today. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be long-lived. So with that, thanks again for listening in, and we'll talk to you soon.